What's up, guys? Today, I want to share a very, very simple strategy and tips you can apply to share constructive feedback. And you could apply to ask your customers some reviews about your business, which is 100% important if you want to grow and if you want to make sure that other potential customers can see what's going on with your services and can also choose to use your service or product as well. It's a structure for feedback that you can use to feedback to your team. And it's also a structure you can ask your team to feedback about the current ongoing progress of the company. And this structure is super simple. It's in 3 steps. You will start by saying something to stop doing, something to start doing, and something to keep doing. The best way I use to do it is actually to share a Google form with 3 questions. So like I can sort the data and the answers and compile them. So like at the end of the day, I have a very nice feedback file where I can keep everything together. But if you are in a meeting or if you are in front of a customer, you can phrase this in 3 questions or in 3 steps like that. And it can actually help them to give you exactly what they feel and what they experienced with your business or with whatever you want to review. So for the part of what should be stopped, um, this is a good opportunity for you to learn about what the customers or what your team thinks that, is not working. Because usually we make decisions based on, the wind and the weather, right? And sometimes we want to be more analytical. Sometimes we want to make decisions that are really concrete so that if your team or if your customers tells you, hey, you should stop doing this. That's what I feel we should stop doing. Then you can bring it home and study it. You can really study, okay, should we really stop doing what they think we should stop be doing? And then you can answer real questions. You can even anticipate potential problems because if you bring home something people think you should stop doing, then on the next day after analyzing it, you can come back and say, hey, I don't really think we should stop doing this because this and this and that. You can prove me wrong. You can argue about it, or you can actually, and it could be the contrary. It could be, hey, I actually thought about what you said about what we should stop doing. And I analyzed, and actually, you are right. This is not working. Or I actually don't have any methods or way to track this. And I'm really interested in finding one. So you will start building a KPI. I don't really like to call this like that because KPI means key performance indicator. But basically, you will find a way to measure. That's what a KPI is. I find a way to measure what people think you should be stopping. Now, for the start, this is more based on suggestions people give you, like an idea, like they've experienced your service or they've experienced working with you and they tell you something, they suggest you to start based on their own approach, based on their own feedback about their experience. And this is super interesting because obviously, as a business owner, you have a lot of ideas, but it might be hard to select them. And if you ask your team, if you ask your customers or your suppliers or business partners about what you should start doing, then they actually might give you they might confirm some ideas that you already had. So you can start on those and you have an easy way to please whoever has feedback to you about what you should start. On the next week, if you're like, hey, you suggested me last week to start this and I started it, you have a high chance to increase someone's happiness. And the last thing is what you should be continuing, because obviously, if you keep starting things, there are other things that you should keep doing. There are other things that will become your core service or your core key to success. And it might actually not be the things that you want to be continuing, but those people who feedback for you, hey, you should continue doing this, you should continue doing that, then that highlights something that you might not see, that was obvious, that you would think as granted, but it's not. It's actually something that is part of your core unique selling proposition, or is part of your core value as a business, which you might want to actually keep. So those three things are very important, and it's a very simple thing to put in place. You could send the questions today by email to all your team, all your customers, and they can reply to you. Whoever replies is actually a win already. And then you can use it in meetings. You can use it in any moment where you think it's nice to get a feedback and you don't know how to ask for a feedback. You can use this structure on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on an everyday basis. This is super useful. I've used it for my own personal reviews. I've used it for my team reviews. I've used it many times, and it helped me to progress. It helped me to ditch things that don't work. It helped me to measure things that I didn't know how to measure and thought I didn't thought as important, but they were. It helped me to continue doing things that would become my next step for success. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked this sharing. And if you want more sharings about how to get feedback from people, how to ask questions to people, I've had a podcast experience for 1 year, so I definitely have some tips to share about how to ask questions. And this can be a very good topic for a next video. So please let me know if you want that video, and I can produce it for you in one of my next daily videos. See you guys. See you tomorrow for another video.